Nonsense in the chaos. Wicked witches. Trusting the unknown. Yeah, we're walking up a big hill, so we're going to sound a bit breathy. But yeah, tell me what you did then with your fundraiser, Madeline.
Oh, yeah. So on just a couple of days ago,
Yeah.
me and Charlie ran a fundraiser at the Merlin Theatre in Frome. So it's a really lovely venue.
That sounds
There's about
cool.
200 people.
Yeah.
And the format was basically a film and then a Q&A.
Yeah.
But the film was called Flight of the Swans.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
No.
And it's about the decline of the Buick Swans.
Okay.
So Buick Swan is Europe's smallest swan,
Okay.
and their numbers have declined by about 90%.
Oh, right. Wow.
They're one of the longest travellers.
Right.
They go from the Arctic, Russian tundra, and they fly 7,000 kilometres.
Wow.
And they end at Slimbridge in Somerset.
Oh.
Quite recently, they've been short stopping in Europe because of climate change. They don't need to come all the way to Somerset. So that's one reason, but there's loads of other reasons. So this. So
are their numbers decline globally or in the UK?
I think it is only a European.
Yeah, the European
one,
visit.
So yeah,
Right.
basically global. Oh, there's a tractor coming.
Very fast.
Very fast.
Yeah, unnecessarily fast.
I loved when we were walking last time. You called the tractors dragons.
Yes, dragon. It's a dragon.
Yellow dragon.
It's a dragon.
As we walk to Dragon Hill. Now you're halfway
Yes.
through your
We
pilgrimage.
found dragons.
You
Yes.
to start the walk with the dragon. So, conservationist, sportswoman, extreme adventurer Sasha Dench
Yes.
is the star of the film.
Oh, cool.
And she decided, well, I'm going to find out why this is happening
Yeah.
by flying
Oh.
7,000 kilometres
Oh, wow.
from Russia to Somerset
Oh, wow.
with a tiny motor strapped to my back and a big parasail,
Oh, wow.
which
That's well cool.
is pretty crazy.
Oh, awesome.
And it was really bonkers, and loads of people say that's a bonkers idea and you shouldn't do it and you can't do it and all the rest of it. She had about 2 people that really believed in her that said, you know what,
Do
I think
it.
you should do it.
Awesome. Oh.
So when I heard about the film, I was like, okay, that has got to go onto a big screen.
Yes.
So that is such a bonkers idea. And when I happened to bump into Charlie in the Whole Foods shop, she said, oh, you know what? I think I can get Sasha to come and speak. I was like,
What?
Wow, okay. That has to be done. So it turned into this sort of like big event. And yeah, I'd say it was really successful on lots of different fronts. I think people came away like really inspired. Mm-hmm. She's she's a big proponent for women and women getting out there and having adventures and exploring. And there was a lot of like young women in the audience.
Right.
So that was really nice, sort of asking her
Inspiring.
questions. And there were probably 2 or 3 big issues that she highlighted about the swans
Yeah.
that have either made quite a lot of progress or very little progress since the film was made. But she was able to update on that.
Awesome.
So, for example, hunters still use lead shot, a lot of them, which just is basically like spraying poison.
Right.
So it just, you can imagine when they miss or whatever, it just goes into the undergrowth.
And then they eat
creatures eat it, including the swans.
Right.
And it's poison, basically.
Yeah.
And there's alternatives available. So there's a really big campaign that, I don't know if she started it or somebody started it as a result, to ban lead shot for hunters and use another product, basically, which is gaining some traction. I think maybe just in the last couple of weeks in the UK, they've it's gone through in the UK, so now they're trying to
Okay. That's nice to hear.
do that in Europe. I know it's a sort of a bit of a good news story, but still needs more people to sort of sign the petition to ban it in Europe. But that's an example. So
that's really good.
Yeah, and I just think for me personally, it was that opportunity to reflect on big journeys, because I had seen you 2 days before. On the Tuesday, so I'd already been thinking about people who undertake big journeys. But also from the conversations we'd had about the sentiment within, Britain at the moment around people migrating, essentially. And so, yet we'll look at these swans and go like, wow, what an amazing journey, and all the challenges that they faced,
what
and
are
the different ecosystems,
incredible journeys people are having to do right now.
Exactly.
Wow, yeah, totally.
And people are doing that, and yet we don't think
We're not interested in those stories.
We're not interested in like, wow, how did you get here? Like, what did you have to put up with? What did you go through?
Because people don't want to leave their homes. No one wants to leave their home and all their possessions and their nice job and all the stuff that they've got and their family and their friends and, put their children's lives at risk. Yeah. And
some of the stories that I've heard from refugees is that they would like to go home. It's a little bit like the swans. They come. Yeah. They come because they can't be in their homelands at this time, and then they want to go back. Yeah. When they can, So it's. I don't know. But
it's just all painted. There are lots of different types of refugee. In fact, I was reading a thing about there being 3 types. There's work economic immigrants who are coming here because they have skills, jobs, work, or are billionaires tax dodging or whatever it is. Like, we're apparently fine with them.
Sending money home.
There's some kind of benefit, mutual benefit to them coming here because we need people with those skills, whatever it is. Then there are people that are like the ones that everyone goes on about in the news that are on the make somehow, that is like they think they're going to get a better deal here, which is a very small fraction of the overall amount.
Right.
And then there's the people that are here because we have had some significant hand in fucking up where they're from, either through war or climate change.
Yeah.
And are actually desperately in need. And those people need help and support. And even the people that are, it's the same as like the trans thing, is that like we always focus on the tiny percent. It's like 2% of people in the world or in the UK are trans. And like a tiny percentage of them are in some ways taking the piss. And it's like, you're literally talking about like less than 100 people. It's such small numbers of people you're talking about, but you're basing a whole
really amplifying their voices somehow.
Yeah, it completely amplifies. And even I was talking to this guy who's best mates with Nigel Farage apparently, and is going to be standing for reform and was just moved to Sark, lucky old ass. And he was going through all the immigration stuff, and I was like, but like half of it is because we've caused some sort of war situation like Syria or wherever, where we're, they're telling them, oh, we're on your side, we're with you, supporting you, we're with you, we're the good guys, and then they're coming to England because they think that we're going to help them, and then are going fuck off. Or there's places where, because of the West, we've completely changed the climate and where they live. And, the resources have run out. And so they're having to flee because everywhere they live is now on fire and probably at war because people are fighting over the remaining resources. And it's just, and I said that to him, and he was like, oh, yeah, I never really thought about that before. And he went, yeah, but, what about the coke Armenians, whatever? And I was like, yeah, but also everyone's doing cocaine. It's like, whatever it is, you probably do cocaine. Someone's got to sell it, but they've got it tied up right now.
You never really think about the supply chain that you get your illegal drugs from.
Exactly. It's just,
And also what I found quite interesting, we had a conversation on Tuesday with our friend Ren, who had been out to Calais. I can't remember what the initiative was for the volunteers there, where you can go and volunteer for the day. And the conversations that she would have, why do you want to come to England?
Yeah, why are you coming to England?
This kind of mythical status somehow that we've got because of the colonial days.
Dill was, what did she say about that? What did she say? Because
people really want to come to England. Like it does. They just have this idea of what it is.
Yes. that we're a kind, helpful, nice place. And it's from oh yeah. Hello. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
The horse looking at you.
Yeah, the horse like, what the hell? I'm going to eat your hat.
Some of those yummy things.
Dill was talking to a taxi driver recently, and he was saying that it's because of the BBC. So everyone's heard of England.
Okay, yeah.
They haven't heard of Germany or France, or which is our soft imperialism.
Yes, exactly.
You know, it's soft imperialism. We actually, you know, I was part of the British Council. We did British Council stuff, and we called it soft imperialism. We're going all over the world, going on about how great England is.
We called it.
Trying to push. Yeah, that's what we called it. Yeah, and like pushing, you know, our values and our way of living, as if we're this utopian, you know, wonderful place. And we all seem very nice and affable, and you know, lovely English people being lovely. Yes. And here's the BBC, and oh, here's how things are in England with the BBC. And then that's how people know about it. They don't know about other countries, so it's a known quantity. You don't just
it's also the
head off
language
to
probably as well.
Yeah, exactly. You can speak a bit of English, not necessarily Spanish or whatever.
But it seems crazy because people have done these amazing journeys to get all the way to Calais, and they had to take the most dangerous bit.
Yeah.
But, and funny enough, so just going back to the fundraiser story, so Sasha, the Channel was one of the most dangerous bits for her flying.
Wow.
And she thought the most dangerous would be the Arctic tundra, and that was challenging in its own way. And then there was another really challenging bit where she had to go over the tiger forest because there was hardly anywhere to land and refuel. And then the Channel apparently is more because it's so busy. So if something was to happen, like the wing would collapse or she would end up in the Channel, they wouldn't, especially if it was choppy, then nobody would be able to see her.
Oh, wow.
And it would be a pretty dangerous situation, basically. So I think it was also a world record.
Oh, wow.
So she's got a Guinness World Record holder for that particular flight across the Channel. It's my understanding she had to go very high to give her enough time in case anything happened, and she was at 3,500 feet up in the air, and it was minus 20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So,
you know, and you think, wow, and the swans are doing stuff like that. Or animals
swans
are doing that kind of thing too. And they've adapted to be these amazing, resilient creatures that can do that, even in the same year that they're born.
Yeah.
So, it was really lovely to have that sort of perspective.
It was Mad Wren was saying about the refugees coming over from Calais, that sometimes they were having to do 15 attempts, like people doing that life-threatening journey like 15 times.
15 times.
Just to, you know, and that you don't do that just because you're, you know, some chancer. It's like you've got to be desperate.
Free ride.
Yeah. Oh, I've got some nice tea and biscuits and a bit of doll over there.
I just can't imagine giving up everything that I have.
Yeah, and risking my life 15 times for no reason whatsoever, like just on a whim.
I mean, even to come on a walk like this, it takes me forever to think, what am I going to pack? I can't leave those behind. Shall I have a torch?
As much as it's literally just the basics, is as much as I can physically carry. Yeah. So you're not bringing anything treasured. No. Like anything you care about is not coming with you because you will not be carrying it.
Let's face it, if you're a refugee, you're not going to be carrying a backpack like you are.
No. I don't even know what they're doing. I mean, fuck, they must. Yeah, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And just to think, like, we're humans. And we're all humans. It doesn't matter about countries and borders. I never really had that much of a problem with borders until Brexit. And then it was like, oh, right, this is actually a massive fucking ball ache. Yeah. And it's bullshit. Like, so a month ago, I could just go to all these places and work. And now, because of some fucking assholes, I now can't. And it's all made up. A water
just
spot.
Reach the top of the hill and Ridgeway.
Yay.
Well done.
If you met peace as a being, as a deity, or whatever it is, like as a being, what conversation would you have with it right now?
Well, I'm getting a sort of image, a bit like a sort of Ganesha image, but with a sort of quite a big being that holds quite a lot. And I would probably want to have a conversation about like what peace actually is. Mm-hmm. And I think I have an idea of what peace is, But actually, I think it's probably something quite different. I don't think it's the state we attain. I think it's a bit like hope and active hope. It's an active thing that you put yourself into a position where you can work for peace or bring about peace, which is something that's bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
And then through that, you can attain a sense of peace.
Yeah.
But I think, I would have a lot of confusion and questions about like why and how much do we have to kind of put up with in terms of all the crap that's suffering right now, and if there's a different way and what we can kind of envision beyond, because it feels like we're always looking in the past for what we want rather than thinking about what we might need.
Yeah.
So I don't really know is probably the answer to it.
Yeah. If you were to meet peace as a deity, as a being, what would you ask it right at this moment in time? What would you say or want to know?
Okay. Do we need to prepare for violence to create peace?
Right. Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah, no. So do we
is being
being
pacifist actually not helpful right now?
Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. You just made me think when you said that, are you and violence the same being? Like, are you two sides of the same, you two sides of the coin? Like love and hate, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the sort of thing that scares me and isn't, I guess, like, would go against what I'd hope.
Yeah.
But it feels like that sense of, like, if you are up against the bully, sometimes you have to meet them with the same or more force than, at least to scare them.
Yeah, you need to knock them down to make them go away.
Yeah, sometimes that's the only way.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting.
Or is there some other way? I think, just kind of, it scares me, but like that feeling that all of us peace workers have tried to like do things to try and meet these perceived missing needs of the bully.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to actually stop
or help
for long.
Yeah.
And like when you come, like this image of St. George or St. Michael and the dragon is him holding down an energy, or like not necessarily killing it, but that sense of making it move in a different way, or
yeah
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I really get that. Thank you, that's perfect. Yes. So the question is, if peace was an entity, a being, what would you want to ask it or talk to it about? If peace rocks up right now, I was like, all right, what would you?
Why aren't you spreading yourself around more around the world?
Yeah. Why are you hiding?
Yes.
Yeah.
And only being in a few places. Why aren't you influencing more people? What can be done to help you to influence more people, I think.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'd ask.
Yeah. And like, what do we need to do to help you?
To help you spread more around the world.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Love that. That's great. Yeah.
Can you remind me of the question?
So what if if peace was an entity, a being that just suddenly turned up and said, "Hi, I'm peace," and they're peace, what would you want to ask it or say to it?
There's two things that spring to mind. The first is what came first, the chicken or the egg, because it often feels like, sometimes I feel like it starts within us, but I think I feel that because that's something we have more of a control over in some ways. So if we are able to control and harvest peace within us, then we can sort of generate that outwards. And then I guess it would be like, how can we encourage that more? And it's hard to kind of regulate that feeling of peace when there's so many things to prove outside of ourselves that there's things to be unpeaceful about, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like, how do we find balance of peace, like within us and in the outside world? But it feels like that kind of clicks together sometimes.
It's almost a bit like asking Jesus into your heart kind of thing. It's like, how do I ask you more into my heart? How do I invite you into my heart to be with me more?
I
don't suppose anyone's got a spare pair of...
Excellent, thank you. If you enjoy this podcast, then please consider supporting me on a crowdfunder, which is Just Giving Pilgrimage for Peace. So if you're able to Google that and support the crowdfunder, it was meant to be to raise money for charity, but we didn't get the Arts Council funding, which means that there's an initial cost for just being able to like pay bills and eat and drink and stuff while I'm on the road. But then if we make the target, then anything that we raise over that, then I'm going to be sending to charities. And I've managed to locate 3 small charities which are able to get funds and support through into Gaza, who I'm going to be supporting. If you're able to help, that would be amazing. And otherwise we're walking through from Kenilworth to the Norfolk coast, and we're going to be performing en route. And I've been posting on my social media the dates and locations. And if you would like us to perform for you, or if you're up for feeding us or letting us stay, then get in touch through social media. And it would be amazing to connect with you and to come and perform. So that's at Kriya Arts, which is KRIYAARTS. And now on with the show. So Nikki, what would, if you, it's a bit of a random question, but if you met peace as an actual entity, as a being, what would you ask it or want to talk to it about?
Wow. When will peace come?
Where have you been hiding? And why are you hiding?
Peace is within.
Yeah.
Yes. What would I ask it? Do you remember John Lennon's song, Imagine All the People Living as One?
Yeah.
No heaven, no earth. I believe that's possible.
Yeah.
And we're stepping into it now.
Yeah.
In the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
Yes.
So I have total belief and faith that it's possible. And if we can find peace within, we can only find peace with that in the world if we have peace within.
Yeah.
And within our own families.
Yeah, totally.
So I think that's it. It starts with us.
Yeah, no, totally.
I like what you said. Where are you hiding?
Yeah. Where have you been hiding? What have you been doing?
The peace was there all the time.
Yeah. It's interesting. So I grew up with a very peaceful mother, and it always really inspired me that she didn't have views on feminism or, all the things that would bother me in the world. She didn't. They just didn't affect her. And it wasn't because she was burying her head in the sand. She just exudes peace. I'd say if I was to meet peace as an entity, I wouldn't be surprised if it was my mum that rocked up. She's just very peaceful. And it was just her being at peace. Like I asked her about childbirth, and I was like, when you know, because she gave birth in hospital, and I've been, you know, I did some birth doula work, training, and looking at like how it's much better to do it at home if you can. Like obviously it's amazing the hospitals are there if you have any problems, but it's more relaxing to do it in your own environment and for it to be a more peaceful experience. And I was like, you know, what was your birth like? And she was like, well, I just went to hospital and I didn't know that there was any, you know, dangers or problems. I just didn't know about it. And so I just did it. Like that's kind of how she is. She's just like
Amazing.
sort of not unaware in a like naive way, but
she's just a bit
just very peaceful. She's very, very peaceful.
So, yeah.
It's not even that she's detached, because she's a teacher and a headmistress and then an education advisor. So she's like being presented with awful situations with children on a constant basis, you know, like it's she's being presented with what's going on for young people in the world all the time.
This is what's disrupted my peace recently. I had a lot of peace, but because of what's going on in the world and what's on the news and seeing these innocent women and children being slaughtered, basically, I was like, how can the rest of the world stand by and not feel something, not feel compassion? And so the peacefulness that I was feeling within, I was like, well, how are we going to have a peaceful world with all this going on?
I always want to know this with rich people, with billionaires and millionaires and stuff. It's like, how can you enjoy living in a world where not everyone's okay? Like that's the bit that doesn't make any sense to me. Like I love a city or a country that I go to where you can't tell who's poor, because the whole place just seems amazing. It's like, this just feels like, you know, no one's coming up and begging. No one's sitting in the shop doorway. Everyone's just having a lovely time. And you're all sitting there eating your pastries and having a cup of coffee, and it's just not visible that there's any difference.
In Bali, where I went to recently when my daughter's living. And I spoke to someone about this, and he said, but there are people that are hungry, but you don't see them. They're up in the mountains. They're tucked away and struggling. So we've got a few in Frome, homeless people, not so many. And they're hidden away in little tents somewhere. So this is an example in Ireland during the famine. Queen Victoria visited Dublin, I think it was, and they built a wall so that she couldn't see the starving.
The deprivation,
She couldn't see, which was caused by the English. The potato famine. So now everything's becoming, now we're in a time where everything's getting exposed, because we have television, we have the media, we have all of these things. So everyone's aware now, which they weren't back in those days.
No.
And of course it's not taught in the schools. So in my recent meditation class, I don't speak much at it, but this particular time I said, well, you know, if we can't have peace in our own family, how are we going to have peace in the whole world? It starts with us. It starts with me, and it starts with you.
Yes, and you know, in our everyday lives as well, like we've been walking this pilgrimage for peace, and there's been, you know, things that come up and difficulties, and you know, you're pushed, you're tired, things are tricky, and you want it to be like that, because otherwise it's just a nice walk. Like for it to be a pilgrimage, it needs to have,
this is a purpose.
You know, it needs to have some grit and, you know, tribulations for it to be soul work. But that is the soul work, is like how do we forgive, move on, deal with like all the things that come up.
That comes with trust. If you can trust the journey.
Exactly.
It's not going to be straight. It's not always going to be easy. But you're all on this. You've all got the same destination.
It's trusting the process. And I feel like that with everything, and that is what I keep lifting up and bringing into a bigger picture, which is what you said right at the start of, I trust this is meant to be, because I think about it as a story, as a play. I always, because I'm a theatre maker, I always think of life as a play, as a big improvisation, and the storyline had us all living in a lot of comfort, us as in the West, living in a lot of comfort, having a lovely time with borders and with, you know, surreptitious things going on under the radar and bits and bobs like underhandedly going on, but we were all having a nice time. No one was going to shift or change anything when we're comfortable.
I've lost the boots.
Oh, have you really? Have they fallen off your bag? I just want to ask you, I've asked everyone the same question. If peace was an entity, a being, and you met them, what would you say to them right now?
What would I say to them?
Yeah. What would you want to talk about?
I would want to know what they would want to say to me. I would sit with them. I don't know, I think it would be a slow building conversation. I want to know, where are you? Yeah, I'm more interested to learn what peace has to say to me. What would I say to them?
What do you think it might say to you?
I can't know.
If it could give you some advice or anything, a heads up or guidance or anything, what do you think it would say?
I don't know, I feel quite strongly that I am walking my path to peace. I don't know, it's finding other people's peace that is difficult. I would hope to find strength and the will, but I don't know. No, I'm feeling quite at peace at the moment. I just feel, I'm also feeling deep grief for the world, for individuals, for groups, for so many things. But I'm feeling very balanced within myself. So I guess I'd want to know how I can help that wider process, what I can do. But for the moment, my sense is what I can do is walk with intention and trust in the process, in nature, in the people around me, to find what is right.
Yeah. Feels like walking's like one of the most key things.
This releases so much. And I'm hoping that we're putting something into the land, into the broader environment. I do feel, so we had the conversation with Mark the other day asking about what ley lines might be or what energy lines might be. I think they are the tracks and the intentions of our ancestors. I kind of agree with him. I don't think there's some. Maybe there's some pre-existing thing there that we're following, but I think what charges it is what we are doing, is the walking and the being and the coexistence.
Yeah, like the mythologising and our own practice of doing it.
Yeah, not even that necessarily. It's such a subtle thing. I don't even know if I will. I mean, I am feeling the effect, but it doesn't feel like that's a necessary part of it. It's just putting your intention down and putting your foot forward and trusting.
Yeah, it's a pilgrim motto.
Oh, it just feels right to be walking.
Yeah, I definitely think that chairs are the Antichrist.
Well, it's funny, we've had a couple of people like, oh God, I couldn't do it. Oh, I'd hate to do it. Oh, it must be terrible.
Yeah.
No, what's terrible is not doing this.
Yeah.
The prospect in 3 weeks' time of stopping this
Yeah, and sitting in a
is
chair.
terrifying.
Yeah, it really is.
I could do this forever.
Yeah.
If I could afford the pub lunches.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just keep on walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally feel like that. Every time I do it, I'm like, I'm just going to walk into the sea and just keep going. Or
Yeah.
turn around and walk back again.
Yeah.
Tan up the other side of my body.
I've had a lot of dreams and yearnings in the past for Doggerland.
Yeah.
For the land that used
Just
to
keep
exist
going.
where the sea is
Yeah.
now, and I do wish that I could. I feel deeply that ancestral roots to and from Europe and to Asia.
Yeah.
From here, walking, we used to be able to do that,
Yeah.
and people did that.
Yeah. Yeah. And how much we would all have a different relationship with each other if borders weren't a thing and we did just walk.
Yeah, yeah.
And we were nomadic and we...
Yeah. It's awkward that there are so many of us and we've become so used to luxury and pampering and comfort.
Yeah.
But actually, if we can reduce it to this simplicity...
We'll still have a really nice time. In fact, don't have to go to work 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Like,
have to pick a lot
wheat
of berries.
tricked us. Wheat totally tricked us.
Yeah. I mean, actually, let's talk about pub lunches. I've just been gorging on hawthorn berries and
Yeah.
the occasional apple.
Yeah.
And
Bumpy year.
feeling better for it.
Yeah, it's been such a bumpy year.
Yeah, yeah, we've been really blessed with the crops, the fruits and the nuts. The first time I've ever seen, I've found one walnut in the wild before this year.
Yeah.
And this year I've had my fill of them.
Yeah.
It's been fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me, I've got a pocket full of hazelnuts.
Nice. Lovely, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So, hello Lee.
Hello.
If you met peace as an entity, as a being, what would you talk with them about?
Immediately when you said peace, I imagined a sky blue cloud. I just see like this nice soft shade, what's like sky blue with white shining through and gold. And it's the way I feel being in the energy of this being, so peace. And I guess my first question, what was it if I ask?
Like, what would you talk about with them?
Yeah, I'd say, how do you sustain that form?
Yeah.
How do you sustain being so soft and having that light and yeah, how do you keep your peace? How do you keep being you?
And do you think it's necessary to do that? And do you think that it's valuable to do that?
Well, peace knows itself through seeing what's not peace, I guess.
Yeah, same as love and beauty, and
Yeah.
it's only really in contrast that you can appreciate it.
Yeah, so I guess peace as a form, like, would only know what peace is if you knew what wasn't peace, but I do see peace as the natural state. I guess peace is the middle point. Peace is our essence, truly. Peace is a expansion of love. It's like a characteristic. So if peace
And I think the forgetting how it feels in coming back is what makes it even more yummy. But I guess but peace is already so peaceful and chilled. Do the need to forget? Well, does peace appreciate peace?
Yeah. No, I think it's totally true that it's the contrast that means that you appreciate it. Last night was so peaceful at Wayne and Smithy, sitting in the tomb in those rooms with the full moon. Like, that felt absolutely peaceful. The air was still, everything was so still.
Yeah.
And I guess that's something about peace though, isn't it? Is that it's stillness. And if everything was in that state, what would happen? Kind of nothing.
Things wouldn't be moving much.
No, nothing would really be happening.
Nothing would be happening. And would that be peaceful? That'd be kind of
boring.
So
that would get irritating.
So I guess it always needs the contrast.
Yeah.
Because as humans, we're always, but it's that search, isn't it? That search for peace, what makes it even more like glorious when you're resting in the peace. Like last night, there was like, oh, this is peace again.
Yeah.
Hello, my friend.
Hello, my friend.
And it was the landscape, like the surroundings were like emanating that peace. But you know, it's that sense of rest, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the end of it all, and I think it should be the beginning. Ideally, in the ideal world, it should be.
It's kind of what the Fool is in tarot. It's the beginning and the end of the journey, and each time you then set off again.
Yeah.
So you don't get to sit there for long.
Right.
Is that a punch bowl?
Yeah, apparently that's another devil's punch bowl.
Yeah, we could go to have a look.
Go to the
Yeah. That devil loves his punch.
So a dream from the devil's punch.
The peace.
There's the curse. The curse, or the I think it's a curse. It's an old Chinese proverb of "May you have an interesting life." And it's a curse because if you're having an interesting life, then it's not very peaceful.
So if so it's saying if you,
it's a curse, like he's saying, may you have an interesting life. Well, it's not very peaceful if it's interesting.
It's only peaceful if it's interesting.
No, it's not going to be peaceful.
Yeah. Well, that's funny, isn't it? Because that's kind of showing what's been created, and like this is where we think that is not being peaceful, but really,
can you have an interesting, peaceful life?
Yeah, and I think you can.
Yeah.
I think it makes it more.
Yeah.
But that's what we're definitely used to.
Yeah.
And that's
but I suppose there's an element of having to keep things moving so that it doesn't become stale or boring. Because I do think that a bit about like monks meditating every day. It's like, it's very good that you're doing that, and all that's all great and everything. But like, what's that doing for the world? But then in a way, it is doing something for the world for just existing as an option. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah,
I think the movement of like the movement keeps the energy moving, and it keeps us in flux, and it keeps us alive.
Yeah. So it can't ever be still for long.
I don't think that. I think that's. I mean, I guess with strong meditators, they're moving energetically, and they have the technique to do
keep
that.
Moving things through.
But still, you always need the both, don't you? You always need the balance.
Because that's what I always feel about Sark. Like, people are like, what's it like living in Sark? And it is sort of more peaceful than the UK, definitely. You don't realise how unsafe you feel until you move somewhere where you feel really safe. And it is much more, it's just 1,000 times safer feeling than it is in the UK. And it's 1,000 times more relaxed and chilled. There's no alarms, there's no sirens, there's no cars. It's so chill. And yet it's constantly in flux, and like you can wake up one morning and someone sent you an email kicking off about something, or someone got drunk and had a fight in the pub last night, or a couple have just split up, and it changes the dynamics of your whole friendship group. Like, just constantly things are changing, and stuff's happening, even though overall it's way more peaceful.
I guess when the peace gets disrupted, it feels even more stronger though, because it's a smaller community.
So it's heightened. It's much more heightened.
But it's so needed, isn't it, to shift it all?
Yeah, because otherwise it'd be boring.
It'd be boring, and it's peace. Boring and peace just don't go together for me.
No.
Oh wow!
This is the Devil's Punch Bowl. Thank you. Awesome.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. What's your name? My name is Peace. Wow. What? Where have you been? Where have you been hiding? I've not been hiding. I'm here all the time. Sometimes people remember how to reach me. Sometimes people visit. Some people are at my place all the time. But sometimes, like the labyrinth that twists and turns in circles, people move really far away from me. They forget, they get lost. They cannot remember the way back to my abode, to my state. And they lose their way. And they miss me, and I miss them. We look for each other and search. There is much that confuses in the mind. The mind is very good at helping you to lose your way. It's scared, the mind, the thin king that lives in the tower in each of your heads. And it's so scared. It's scared that you might get rid of it. Because before you had it, you only knew peace. You knew me to some extent in that you did not fret about the past or the future because you didn't know that the past and future existed. You would be fearful of predators, but only in the moment. You only lived in the moment. And so if that moment was a moment of peace, where there was no threat, there was no harm present, then you were in my state and you were with me. But you chose consciousness, which was a journey, an adventure. You took the red pill, blue pill, whichever one it is, from your movie, The Matrix. You took the pill that chose the adventure. You picked it. And now you're on this maze, this dance with reality, a storyline, a play. And a play has to have drama, and drama has to have conflict. It has to have speculations and judgments and conflicting decisions made so that the maze twists and turns, so that there is a story, a plot. But you always come back to moments of revelation and moments of peace. You come back to me on your dance. It's just at this moment in time you feel very far away. But like the yin yang symbol, there is always the white dot in the black and the black dot in the white. Angels in the dark and devils in the light. So although it might feel like darkness right now, the light that will shine through from this moment, the love, the kindness, the acts of bravery, will be in history books and will inspire young people for generations to come. And all of the darkness, all of the devils, all of the evil that's ensuing around will be shame and sadness and horror and a big lesson that we will all be carrying forwards into our future for mayhap a generation, reminding us that we need each other, that we need to work together, that we need to look after each other, that we're all in this together, that we're all humans and we are one being on one planet, and we only have one planet and we only have each other. And we will remember this lesson. It's the lesson of humanity. It's the lesson of life for your adventure, it's the plot line of your story. But when you fully get it and you reach the middle of the labyrinth, the maze, that's the end of the game. So you keep getting twisted and turned and brought back to your lessons, but when the lesson's fully learnt, perhaps that will be the end of the whole game. So do you want it to end yet? Or are you going to embrace the journey and the dance? Can you find peace in this? Can you find peace in the story that is unfolding and your part in the plot? I'm always here. I'm always with you. And you're always welcome.